Pharaoh's dreams. 2 years passed. Joseph was still in prison, but God had not forgotten him. One night, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had 2 very strange and troubling dreams. He woke up with a heavy heart, knowing they were important. In his first dream, he saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the Nile River to graze. But then, 7 thin, sickly cows came up and ate the 7 fat cows. In his second dream, he saw 7 full, ripe heads of grain growing on a single stalk. Then, 7 thin, withered heads of grain grew up and swallowed the 7 good heads. The next morning, Pharaoh was so disturbed that he called for all the wise men and magicians of Egypt. He told them his dreams, but none of them could understand what they meant. A great silence fell over the court. Suddenly, the royal cupbearer, Hori, spoke up. "I remember my faults today," he said. "When I was in prison, I met a young Hebrew man named Joseph. When the chief baker and I had dreams, he interpreted them for us, and everything he said came true." Pharaoh wasted no time. He sent for Joseph immediately. Joseph was quickly brought out of the dungeon, shaved, and given new clothes. He was no longer a prisoner. He was now standing before the most powerful man in the world. Pharaoh looked at him and said, "I have had a dream, and no one can interpret it. I have heard that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it." Joseph humbly replied, "It is not in me. God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer." Pharaoh then told Joseph his 2 dreams, exactly as he had dreamed them. Joseph listened carefully, his eyes closed in thought. He knew the answer was not his own, but a gift from God. Joseph said, "The 2 dreams are one. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 fat cows and the 7 full heads of grain are 7 years of great abundance throughout the land of Egypt. The 7 thin cows and the 7 withered heads of grain are 7 years of famine that will follow. The famine will be so severe that it will consume all the abundance that came before it," Joseph continued. "Therefore, Pharaoh should find a wise and discerning man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. He should appoint officers to collect 1/5 of the harvest during the 7 years of abundance and store the grain in the cities." Pharaoh and his officials were amazed by Joseph's wisdom. Pharaoh said to his officials, "Can we find anyone else like this man, in whom is the Spirit of God?" He then turned to Joseph and said, "Since God has shown you all this, there is no one as discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of